Hello everyone and welcome back for another hair tutorial. This one is a super duper uber quick hair tutorial for those of you who want to know how I do my hair to go underneath these turbans. I have been wearing a lot of these turbans in the last few months. They are by Sarah's Doo-Wops, who has a shop on Etsy, and I have several of them. They are definitely my favourite in terms of a turban. I used to be a big scarf wearer when I first got into the pin-up style, and I've sort of like moved away from that a little bit, but I love these turbans. I love that they're all pre-tied and pre-sewn. You don't have to do anything with them, and they come in several different styles in terms of the actual knot part. This is, I believe, the scrunchy knot, and they also come in two different styles in terms of a headband like this, which is also what I'm wearing here, or there's a full coverage one like that. I do prefer the headband style. I find them a little bit easy to wear, but the full style is also great if you're wanting to just completely cover up the majority of your hair. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you a super quick 5-minute hairstyle that you can do to wear underneath these turbans, and it not only looks good, but it's also a hairstyle that's about keeping the turban in place, because there are a few little tricks that you're going to learn. So I'm starting off with quite dirty hair. My hair hasn't been washed in probably 5 or 6 days. It is well due for a wash. This style I do tend to do mostly on dirtier hair. It tends to kind of hold the turban in place a little bit better. If you are going to do it with cleaner hair that's a bit more slippery, then I would recommend perhaps dirtying it up with some hairspray or some pomade just to try and help get it into place. But yeah, my hair is kind of dirty, a little bit full of product, so I'm just going to start by brushing it through and just getting rid of any knots that have formed. I'm just using my Denman classic styling brush. I'm going to now just sort of brush everything backwards, and using a comb I'm going to start right dead center, right at my widow's peak, and bring that comb back to get a nice clean crisp center parting. And then from about here, so sort of a couple of inches from the hairline, I'm then going to just sort of brush it back again. So this is about where the turban is going to be sitting, so I'm going to brush that back. I'm going to just comb down each side into place behind my ear, tucking it behind my ear, trying to make sure it's pretty smooth. So you could use a pomade at this point, especially if it's clean. I just prefer to use a little bit of hairspray and just really kind of slick that bit down. It's a little bit trickier when you have a widow's peak because it can't just kind of come straight down, so I just sort of tuck it up, push it into place a little bit so I have a little curve and then coming down. And I'm going to kind of pull the hair pretty taut and just secure it with a bobby pin right there, just so that that's all nice and in place, and repeat on the other side. And now for the back, I'm going to just smooth that top crown over again and turn around so I can show you what I'm doing. So it's very simple. All you're going to be doing is combing it right down to the very nape of the neck, like right in here where basically the hairline stops. You're going to be combing it all the way down, trying to keep this quite smooth, and putting a row of bobby pins acrossways. And make sure that as you're putting these bobby pins in, they are going right into like the base of your scalp, so it's picking up every single hair and it's not just like a surface pin, because that's not going to hold the hair very well. For each side, I find it easiest just to do a little twist and then pin. And you can put as many pins in as you feel like it needs until it gets secure, making sure that you sort of cross them over a little bit to really give it a good base. And again, if your hair is on the cleaner side, then you may want to perhaps back comb the root area just so it's got something to grip onto. At this point, it can be good to give it a little bit of a spray through here. And then the next bit is super simple. You are just going to take the hair that's left out, give it a little roll. And this really does not have to be perfect. It's all going to get covered up. So this is why it's such a quick style, because you certainly don't have to have it looking perfect. Use a couple of bobby pins to secure it to your head. So this is what it should look like, around about. So super simple. Again, I stress, do not worry if it's not looking perfect, if it looks a bit messy, because it really is not, it doesn't matter. As long as sort of this bit's kind of nice and smooth and you don't have too much kind of flyaways or messiness sort of through this crown area, which is going to be shown depending on what sort of turban you're using, then the Gibson roll part at the back doesn't matter. So once you've done this, and as you can see it really doesn't take that long, you can pop your turban on. So I am going to use one from Sarah's Doo-Wops that is just the headband style. I do really like this style, and for this I basically just position the top knot into place with one hand, and then just gently try and pull things over underneath the Gibson roll at the back. Pull it up and over that Gibson roll so you can see it's covering that completely. And then just position everything else. And this has covered up my bobby pins that I have here and here. And that's it. There really isn't anything more than that. It is so simple. It takes me 5 minutes. It's so good for dirty hair days or hair days where you just don't want to have to do anything and you cannot be bothered and you've not been bothered curling your hair the night before and all you want to do is just chuck it up. But this still looks like you've put an effort, but really the effort was totally minimal. So one very important thing about why I do this style and why I do the Gibson roll at the back is, as you can see, the Gibson roll has given the turban something to kind of grab onto. It's given it something to anchor itself against, and that does not, like if I pull this, it's actually quite hard for that to slip up and over that Gibson roll. So it's super secure. I don't even need to use bobby pins anywhere because I can do lots and lots and lots of movements and it hardly moves at all. So I don't need to use anything to secure it because of that Gibson roll at the back. Now if you were to do like a high pony or a high bun or something like that where you don't have that bulk at the nape of your neck, the turban is probably going to move up a lot more and move around as you move. So that's why I love doing the Gibson roll. It doesn't look, you know, particularly interesting through here, but I think it still looks done enough, and it certainly is simple, and it's nice knowing that, you know, you can do it and you can do it in a really messy way and super duper quick, and it doesn't matter because it's going to get covered. So the big tips to remember are to make sure that you're doing the Gibson roll low enough on the nape of the neck. If it's coming up too high, then the turban won't kind of cover it quite so well. You also want to make sure that your bobby pins are going straight through the entire section of hair. Really make sure that those bobby pins are grabbing nice big chunks of hair and it's not just like a surface pin. And please buy some proper hairdressing bobby pins. They will change your life if you've never used them before. The crappy ones that you get from like a pharmacy or something like that that just don't have like the strong grip and like bend out of shape really easily, they are not going to hold your style as well as something like a hairdressing bobby pin. So I highly recommend getting those. And yeah, and if your hair is a bit cleaner, make use of pomade, make use of back combing, make use of using lots and lots of product to kind of dirty things up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I really love this style and I love Sarah's Doo-Wop's turbans. They are seriously the best. and it's really nice to have a quick and easy 5-minute hairstyle that I feel is still polished. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, then do just leave a comment and I will endeavour to get back to you very soon. Remember that you can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and my blog. Those links will be in the description box below, as well as links to Sarah's Doo-Wop's turbans, what I'm wearing, and also some other fun links like my upcoming hair and makeup workshops worldwide. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.